All right, we back with another week. Some good old wrestling talk. Oh boy.
Ooh.
Oh boy. The IWC, they on fire right now.
Boy,
If you don't know the news, Friday on SmackDown, Cody was
he was
supposed to
under
make his
a
choice.
rock.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Cody
was
was
under
supposed
a
to make a
rock and he didn't
choice.
know no better.
Yeah. Everybody thought he was gonna pick Roman, but yeah, that's not what he did.
He hit a mean. What's that old Jordan beat? The Jordan pump fake with the one
Yeah,
hand
he
out
pump
there.
fake. Man. I wasn't quite expecting that. Wasn't quite expecting that.
Nobody, like nobody was. Somebody probably wasn't surprised, but I was definitely surprised.
Yeah. I mean, there were little rumors, and then I think The Rock did say that they were supposed to wrestle last year,
Yeah, he said that on ESPN
and
when he had to sign the TKO thing. Yep.
I mean, I don't know what the decision was to go with that this year. I mean, Cody got the story 2 years going now.
Yeah.
He, well, first let's start off with Roman Reigns. His promo, because he just made Seth Rollins look weak. He made the World Heavyweight Championship look weak.
Facts.
it's the
Facts. He buried it. Golden shovel. The
it's the
golden
consolation
shovel.
prize. Like,
Yep.
oh man. So yeah, for right now. It looks like it's Reigns and Rock at WrestleMania, but a lot of the WWE fans are very upset about what's going on, and
Yes.
like they got the most dislikes on a video ever.
Yep.
People on Twitter going crazy. Do you think they're
That-
going to keep this decision, or are they going to try to make up for it? Or I don't know. I think they're going to switch it.
I do too. I honestly, deep down inside, I think they are. I think this was a pump fake just to see, because and that's one thing WWE is known for doing, is if there's an outrage in the IWC, they have people that be watching the community. And a small example was like the Chelsea Green thing. Remember, Samantha Irvin was saying her name a specific way, and they didn't like it at first, but then IWC got together and said, hey, actually that makes people stand out a little bit more, because they'll remember it, how they come out, think little things like that. So then a couple weeks went by, they let her go back to, saying it that way. So I know they have advisors or reps that watch the IWC and keep in tune. But man, it was the outrage was something else. And like I was telling somebody up here, I was just like, one of my coach buddies up here, shout out to my boy KB. We were talking about it. My thing is, I see it from both sides. I see it from both ends of the spectrum. Because let's say they do go with the Roman and versus Rock. That's a matchup that it's a fantasy matchup that who knows if they wait another year, will it ever happen? So the opportunity to have it now is great. It's going to sell. You just hate that it's at the expense of Cody trying to finish the story in the same breath. Because it's like, we've seen him go through all of this. And, we've seen get to try to finish the story. He got to do it this way, that way, and third. But I think that's what the biggest thing is everybody's upset about, is that you were going to have this match at the expense of not having essentially Cody finish the story. So that's my biggest take on it. And either way, I don't have a dog in the fight either way, because I do want to see the Rock and Roman. I personally want to see that. And I also want to see Cody finish the story as well. So it's like, I don't have but I'm just laughing in the background like, man, folks is upset.
Yeah, they hot. They are hot.
So upset. When can you say the last time they was actually mad, like, about something this big? I would say Daniel Bryan SummerSlam. I mean, Royal Rumble. Excuse me, when he didn't win that Royal Rumble. That's the farthest back I can think. That's honestly the farthest back that I can think of it.
Because at the end of that show, they booed the Rock and Roman. So what you think they're gonna do with this?
Exactly. They had to send him, and they thought because that's when it was Roman was full face, top baby face, and they didn't like it, and they thought the Rock could say it. They like, nah, but that's a
Nope.
Philly always a tough crowd, so Philly gonna
Nope.
do what they do regardless. And he couldn't even save it, and yeah, it's like we're going back through those times again. So can I wanted to ask you this because I talked about it earlier with another buddy of mine. Do you think Cody's Royal Rumble win? And that was what I had in my notes too. Do you think Cody's Royal Rumble win was an audible? Because I saw a tweet. I saw a tweet they were saying CM Punk was supposed to win. Did you see that? That's what I'm saying. Did you see that?
I think Cody was always supposed to win. I believe that it was Cody and Reigns penciled in.
Right.
Okay, CM Punk got hurt, but that don't mean you got to change that.
Right.
And
right.
Brock Lesnar, he's gone. That don't mean you got to change Cody and Roman. But yeah, there's a whole lot of behind the scenes stories coming out saying TKO is pretty much listening to what The Rock has to say. Like, he pretty much has the power, and he's coming in with his creative team, and they want to do this. And somebody saying that he's leaning towards winning that match.
That's a whole other That's a whole other topic.
Yeah,
in itself. Deciding who's gonna win or go on to win a match. That's gonna be even crazier. But I will say I do like everybody else's fan theories. It's been some crazy ones. I saw what's the name, Ice Cube's son saying that they need to do it around Starrcade or bring back Starrcade to him do it all. Yeah, that was I was like that's a little out there.
No. Everybody knows WrestleMania is the moment. Come on. The Royal Rumble winner finishes the story at Mania. Come on. Like, what are y'all doing, man? All right.
And then, there's some other questions for you. Do you feel, how do you feel about Cody's winning the Royal Rumble then? If he wins it and doesn't go for that main belt that we all know that you're supposed to do when will it be non and void? Would him winning the Rumble
they got 2 belts, so...
we all know. You're right. But we all know what you wrestle for.
Yeah. They got 2. He can still go. He can still go for that one. But I think they see all this backlash. They coming up with another story because The Rock doesn't like to get booed, and he sees all this backlash. So they got to come up with something. Thursday they're supposed to have the press conference in Vegas.
And they're all gonna be there for that. And now I think that's what it's
I don't know.
Yeah, they got a lot to work out. And like I guess it's like they say, it just gotta make sense because like I said, a lot of people are already frustrated. And they're gonna tune in to WrestleMania regardless. Whatever happens, they're gonna tune in. It's just gonna be how frustrated they're gonna be with it.
A lot of people talking about, this will make the most money, and this is the big. It's already sold out. Like, as a fan, why do I care how much money the WWE is making? I don't care about that. I want to see the best wrestling match, the best story. I don't care how much their money they're making and all that. I don't get a cut of that. I don't care about that.
That's also true. And that's what I was trying to tell somebody else because they was like, well, Cody should have finished the story. That'll be bigger than I said, well. You got to think about it from a business standpoint. Respectfully, The Rock and Roman is gonna bring more viewership and more extra eyes. That because that's what they're thinking about. At the end of the day, they're thinking about the non-hardcore wrestling fan. When it comes, how I go when it comes to WrestleMania. If they don't watch anything else all year, they're gonna want them to tune in to WrestleMania, and you do that by bringing in The Rock. We hate to say it. So, but that's what they're here for. Remember, they're here for the dudes.
They're worried about people that barely watch the show and just peeping in for the entertainment value instead of the people that's there every week, watching every week, coming to the shows every week. Okay, all right.
I'm just saying.
I like this. Keep on, because y'all. All right, keep on. You're gonna alienate the fan base, and hey,
that's true. That's true.
Yep,
but they already. But that's what But you can't tell me that The Rock ain't basically just say that earlier, even in press conferences. They're like, we're always gonna look for the biggest match, the biggest form of entertainment. So that, and his ego is me.
I get that. I get it.
Me. So win, lose, or draw is me. So I'm coming back. I'm bringing my viewership and my following and extra eyes because it's a bunch of people that kept. Remember we talked about it the previous week. It's a bunch of people that thought he was supposed to be number 30 in the Rumble.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people expecting that to happen. So that's why I said, and I'm all for either way. I had no dog in the fight either way. Whoever they bring for the match, I'm ready to see it all. But I was like, dang, I might have to play devil's advocate on this one because I definitely want to see Cody finish the story too. I want to see all of that. But like I said, I'm like, dang, well, we may never get a Roman versus Rock either. So they teased that on the TV show. They teased that on his TV series. But real fast, the funniest tweet though I saw was somebody said this all would have been avoided if y'all would have made Black Adam a hit. Boy, I was
yeah. It's a lot of that saying The Rock is when it comes to him making big decisions, he's kind of failing at that. Like he wanted to make Black Adam instead of what the story was where he was a villain to Shazam. No, we're not doing that. I'm making him his own hero, and I'm making him strong enough to fight Superman. Like, no, that's not the story, man.
Exactly.
That bombed, and that's over with. And they talking about all the movies he been making lately that haven't been doing well. The XFL, well, that merged. I mean,
had to with that. That's a whole other different. That's a different realm right there. Even though he played at football, but that's a different realm. You're never gonna be able to tackle the NFL, which was smart. They made it a developmental league underneath NFL.
Yeah,
branch. That's about the best you could do with that. There was no way you was gonna get back up to that, to even think about even competing with the NFL. So let's. But like you said, it was those other little things. So it's just gonna be.
The Rock does not like to get booed, and he's looking to see. He sees all this backlash.
He does.
They'll make the right decision. I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Roman and Cody at Elimination Chamber. No, that here is gonna be like 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, come on. Cody gonna win the title at 5 a.m. Come on, man.
They're not. Yeah, because I think they know that as well too. Which it's transition to that pay-per-view. I don't have hope. I don't have good hopes for that pay-per-view.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Because
tomorrow to see.
That's where the seeds will start getting planted and stuff like that. But we know Seth won't be there. CM Punk won't be there.
Yeah.
We know Lesnar won't be there.
Will be there. I think
Cody will be there.
Yeah.
But like I said, we'll have to see in what capacity. And then you'll have Rhea. Rhea's technically the headliner right now. That's because she's from from her home country.
That. Yeah.
So respect, not saying she can't sell out, in a ring, but I mean, you gotta always have them extra names there. And then Roman won't be there.
Oh,
so that card,
I don't know. They might have to. Hey, Roman, we need you. Come on, we gonna need you, man.
And they might have to pull him up because that card, I don't know even. And then you hated that the injuries happened, but the WrestleMania card is looking a little different now too. With I'm pretty sure with what they had penciled in, but there's going to be some different variation.
They still got some stars there. LA Knight, what happened to him? He was the hottest thing going. Now Drew McIntyre, he on the heater right now. Drew McIntyre, he going in. I like what he doing. Randy Orton, he back. AJ Styles, he back. Yeah. I mean, you got some, you got some options, but I don't know.
Yeah, like you said, I say these next 2 to 3 Monday Night Raws are going to be very important to see what they start to pencil out, because that's some stuff starts defining themselves and heading in the direction that they're going in.
Because if Cody is going with Seth at Mania, Cody's gonna beat him, and that's 4 in a row. Where does Seth go after this? Because Cody came in WrestleMania debut, beat Seth. The next match, beat him.
With one arm. Which one he beat him with one arm?
Third match with one arm. WrestleMania, Cody got to win that and take the title. What is Seth supposed to do? Come on, man.
Yeah. And see, and I remember I couldn't really get a story out of it, but that's why I kind of wanted a plot twist, like a Gunther to win like WrestleMania. Win the Royal Rumble, just to throw something off with everything, because we kind of I think that's why people would consider the Royal Rumble not to be the men's Royal Rumble to be not as exciting as they thought. But it would have been a different little twist that they would have had I would say somebody like that, or even like a Drew, or just to throw it off just a little bit, because everybody was gonna say, all right, well, Cody. But then the argument would have been, well, if Cody didn't win the Rumble, then how would he automatically just go in for a title shot? I was like, well, he went to the back of the line. He worked his way back all the way up through, so therefore he didn't really need to like automatically like win the Rumble. But yeah, man, it's been this week has been interesting.
Do you think Cody text Tony Khan, hey, you up?
And look, and if I'm Tony Khan, I look at that message and I go, see, I tried to tell you, but you wanted to go back. But you wanted to go back. So
Yeah.
You knew it was gonna happen.
Right, yeah. Yep.
It only took a year or 2 or 3. It was gonna happen.
There was a rumor. I read another rumor last year's WrestleMania. Cody was supposed to win, but Vince McMahon came in and changed the ending to Roman. That. See, it's politics, man. Politics, man. So
I can believe it.
Oh boy.
That's always that's always the hard part about it. And then, like I said, it'll always eat me to my grave. I don't know when he'll. I guess Cody said he wanted the second part to his documentary that they did on Peacock. But I still don't want to know. I just want to know why he won. He said it was a personal reason why he left AEW. I still just want to know. I don't think
I don't think
that was maybe
Tony Khan's not gonna say it.
Yeah. Maybe a dark side in the ring, like season 27. They might come out and he may get him to come out and say it then. But I just don't. I'm like you. But it is what it is.
Now they got people saying, "Oh, AEW fans, y'all ran him out of the company." No, they didn't. They just wanted a real story. Like he wasn't doing anything. Like they wanted him to turn heel to do something.
Yes, just
Cody
to switch
was in
it
his
up.
own world in AEW. It was like his segment was like different from the whole show. Everything was weird. He wasn't doing nothing, man.
Facts.
They just wanted a better,
He booked himself into that. If I lose the thing, I'll never go for the title. Yeah, he randomly did that.
Yes. He
like you said, like what you always say about Jeff Jarrett? Jeff Jarrett said, "Hey, the company was on my back, so I'm always going with the title on me."
Yep.
That's what he should have.
But Cody said he had a conflict because he was management and a wrestler and all that. So I think that's another reason why he probably left, because trying to be management and a wrestler and
that's probably what ultimately got it. And that's kind of the joking part I like with the Young Bucks doing their current storyline. They're making it like the joke, they're making being the jerks about it. I would prefer something like that. That's what I said. I would prefer something like that. They messing up this stuff, messing up this. I would prefer that. Like,
they're leaning into all the jokes that everybody be making online. Might as well.
Exactly. Like I said, make a storyline out of it. And then what's the name? I also like the segment, the funny segment on. It wasn't funny. It was meant to be serious, I guess. But why Mia Yim had to catch the first slap? But that was.
Oh yeah, she got. Oh yeah. Tiffany Stratton slapped the mess out of him.
I guess I saw the clip, but then I saw them put the Sonic rings. Oh man, I was weak.
Man,
I was weak.
I like Tiffany Stratton. She's pretty good.
Yeah, me too.
I like her. Yeah.
We was also surprised that they put her on SmackDown, because remember Kaiser is on Raw, and that's who she's. That's their couple. So I'm surprised. We was like,
really?
They couple, they ain't powerful enough just yet to be on the same brand. They still got working out being on separate brands. And that we were laughing about that, because it was like, well, if they had enough power, they would have been on the same. She would have been on Raw, and then instead of being on SmackDown. But I think I like her being on SmackDown anyway, because essentially she replaced Charlotte until Charlotte get healthy, because they got to have the blonde. You got to have the blonde on the brand. And that automatically makes me think that what's name gonna be going over to Raw, Jade. I feel like that's the only place it's probably gonna have to be. And then because whoever she interacted with in the Rumble, they usually play off those storylines too.
Yeah, Nia Jax.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She played off of that, so that made me think of unless when Raquel Rodriguez come back, I know she's still doing the healthcare. I think her skin thing. So I don't know if she'll replace as being a power. A lift outside of WWE Did you get a chance to catch any of the reality shows? Montrez and
Oh nah,
Montez Ford and
I didn't.
Bianca.
I
Yeah,
seen like
it's on
little
Hulu.
clips online.
It was pretty good. And it was funny thing, my boy Leon Ruff, he told me about it a year before. He told me while they were actually filming it, actually that they were gonna have a TV show coming out on Hulu. So I was like, oh, that's dope. So I'll make sure I'll keep up with that. And then did you catch any of his album? I meant to send you that. Did you listen to any of his albums?
I seen some on Twitter yesterday saying that he released the album, and I think Top Dollar he's on it.
Yeah. And then what's the other dude? What's the other short dude with the glasses that used to be on NXT? Was it Josiah Williams?
Yeah.
Him, he was on it too. He's on.
Okay.
I listened to like the first two songs. He was. I
Okay.
didn't get a chance to get through it because when you don't pay for Spotify, them ads pop up.
Oh
Then they start playing
yeah.
another song. I'm like, that song is definitely not on the album. But then
Right.
I could never get back to it and like go all the way through it. But I did listen to the first two songs, and it was pretty dope. I was like, okay, but that's smart. You got to release all that stuff
Yeah.
around at the same time just to catch that popularity
Yeah.
stuff for everything going. And then my other WWE question is if you're booking, well, no, not that one. Yeah. If you're booking the WrestleMania card, what storyline are you gonna go with? Are you gonna go Rock and Roman, or are you gonna let Cody finish the story?
Oh, it was me. It'd be Cody, because that makes the most sense. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
Would you ever try to fantasy book the Rock and Roman? Would you ever try to do that, or do you need time to
Yeah.
build it up?
I would give it time to build up instead of just here we go and yeah, or make Roman work 2 nights, main event both nights. Hey,
that's true too. That is true too. Because my thing is like how do you tell the Rock like, all right now, Rock, can you please commit 6 to 8 months, or even do like a Cena run where Cena was there at least 4 months before the strike ended, and he came back, gave Cena his credit for that. He built up.
There.
That's what I'm saying. How do you get? That's why I say. So that what goes back to what I'm saying. Like when you ever have time to get him to say, all right, I need you to just lock in for 4 to 6 months. If there's any way we can catch you for 6 months to try to build up a program.
I'm pretty sure they had that discussion. I'm pretty sure they got something laid out, but again, like I say, The Rock, he does not like getting booed. Yeah. He sees all the backlash going on, and I think they will. They're gonna switch something up. That's my take on that. Because if they go in with Roman and Rock, they're gonna boo the mess out of it. Just like when Brock and Roman got booed in New Orleans at WrestleMania.
Yeah. My last WWE take that I had was, do you think they should have built up the Damage Control breakup a little bit longer? Like they should have. I feel like for me personally, we knew it was coming, but I feel like they could have planted some more seeds.
They did little teasers every week.
Yeah.
Where they would look at Bailey kind of funny, or she'll try to give him a high five, and they'll. Yeah. So I mean, it was little teasers, so we all knew it was coming.
I wish they could have dragged it on a little bit, just a little bit longer. Especially like when she started speaking like the Japanese, they could have played into it a little bit, like another week or two. And I'm like, oh snap, she probably learned that phrase. I don't know how long it took her to learn to speak it back, but everybody was saying, I saw the other tweet about that. They was like, man, Tripp ain't doing nothing but pulling back the old 2004 gimmicks.
Yeah,
but I was like, this is wrestling.
Yeah.
All of it gonna rotate back around eventually.
Mm-hmm.
All of this is just different pieces in the puzzle. That's all it is. It's gonna be the same type story. Because what can you honestly say that you could throw something brand new that nobody's ever seen before? In some form or fashion, a story is broken from something that's kind of technically already happened. Respectively. That's all I had on my those are my two big ones, was the Rock and then the Damage Control breakup. I wish they could have built that up, let it run a little bit longer, because I was calling for Dakota Kai to be the one to like turn on, have her to be the one to hit Bailey or something like that. I just wanted to be another little spin on it, because I had
might have Bailey back, because Bailey don't have nobody. She might be.
That's true too, because we haven't seen Bailey shoot in 5 to 6 years being a face again.
Yeah,
she hasn't been a face since she cut her hair, essentially, right? Something like that. Yes, cut her hair. technically hadn't been a face, so we'll be interested to see how she plays.
I know a lot of people wishing there was a Mercedes Moné coming back to help her out.
Well, a whole bunch of people said that. I said, well,
from the reports I see, she already locked in, and she recorded footage for AEW, and allegedly she's coming soon.
That's great. Great segue to the next topic. And my question for you: what do you see her? What do you see her? I guess her goals, or what do you see her accomplishing in AEW?
Trying to build up their women's division, and I can see that they're doing it because they got a lot of new women and they getting a lot of TV time.
Yeah, that's what he's been. Tony Khan been doing that. He's been doing that the last couple of weeks. If you've been watching it, he's been putting more of a focus and giving them their slotted time. Man, Tony Storm is hilarious on the mic.
Tony Storm, she's probably one of the best characters out of anybody in the whole business. Tony Storm's hilarious, man. Exactly. That character's great, man.
Yes, and everybody was calling out what's her name, formerly Dana Brooke. They calling her out because they say she basically trying to be like Tony Storm, and I see it, but I don't want to, I don't want to say it like they say. I see it, but I don't want to say it. Don't give her but it do look a lot alike, it do look a lot alike. But yeah, they've been doing it. My biggest fear, I was telling somebody else that my biggest fear that Mercedes Moné gonna come in like Punk did the second time, like being arrogant. That's my biggest fear. Like I feel like that's what she's gonna come in and being like, well, you can't tell me to do this. Not saying it that bad, but just having that ego and that attitude, like I don't want to do this or this, that, and third. I think if she come in open minded and just do what she do, I think it'll work itself out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I hope everything gonna work itself out.
AEW can't afford another one of those.
They can't. That's what I'm saying.
They can't afford that.
They can't. That's why that's what I said. I got a bad feeling. I don't want to be right about it, but man, I just got a feeling that like first thing something go wrong, we're gonna hear of course we're gonna hear the negative on AEW as quick as possible. But
another rumor I read about her contract negotiations. She said on whatever show she'll be on, she'll have her segment, but there has to be another women's segment. So there's gonna be her segment, and there will be more women on the show. It's just not gonna be her. All right, that's the women for this week. No, it's gonna be her segment, and there'll be another one. I like that.
Yeah, because they average about 2 women's segments per collision, per dominant
match, and that's it.
Yeah, sometimes they do. I said they pretty much average it out because you'll see the difference in the two, which is Tony Storm being on like both shows, and then they'll have another match underneath. Oh, then I got it. Hey man, another one I got is Stokely is hilarious, dog.
Yeah.
Stokely that stuff the stuff him and Statlander and Willow doing, man, that stuff is hilarious too. God, that stuff is hilarious.
I wish they would have gave him a group to manage.
Yeah,
like be a real
group.
Manager.
Yeah.
I'm still hope they can get around to that.
Because that one he did with Big Cass, and who was it? It was a Big Cass, somebody else.
It got messed up because what happened?
Not the one with MJF.
The brawl out messed that up, I believe.
Yeah.
They were supposed to do something, and all that got thrown to the side.
And then did you see the Jack Perry, the tweet about Jack Perry? They said if he would, he's another reason why all of this stuff happened.
See, I don't like that. Jack Perry didn't beat himself up. Jack Perry didn't, all Jack Perry said was real glass, cry me a river. Would that make you go up to him and fight him? He didn't say nobody's name. Half the people probably didn't even know what he was talking about. But does that mean he needs to get ran up on and beat up? All of that could have been avoided. It wasn't Jack Perry's fault. But
yeah, it wasn't. I just like how they try to bring up those chain of events and stuff.
Yeah.
That lead to like what they call it, the spider web, the butterfly effect. Everything that happened, it led to. I love seeing those conspiracy theories out there, and they got like I said, some good things going. I think they got to keep it on a straight line path, and we'll see how it plays out for the rest of them. And then shout out to the Bounty. I'm looking at my other notes. Brian Keith, he's all
Brian Keith, he signed. Yep.
He signed with the AEW. That was dope with him. That's how you kick off. Oh, go ahead.
I was about to say big match this week. Swerve and Heyman for the number one
Contendership.
contenders. I think that might end up being a 3-way at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I can see that.
Swerve might win. He might.
He needs to. Oh man, that I was gonna say about the
Swerve
Brian
might
Keith.
win.
I was gonna say about the Brian Keith. They Tony Khan, that was his way kicking off Black History Month. Was making sure.
Yeah. Oh, let me get some applause for that.
Exactly. He had to kick it off. Yeah, he had to kick it off. They ain't did the big poster yet with all the black wrestlers. I'm pretty sure it's coming.
Yeah.
We might come at the end of the month, but at least long show up.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
I know Swerve. He shouted out Kofi on Collision last night. Kofi and Athena talking about black champs. He shouted out Kofi Kingston and Athena. Yeah.
That's dope.
Swerve might win.
He got to, man. He got to.
He might win.
I hope so. Because that's Revolution, right? That's how many weeks is that away?
That's in March, so
it's in March. So it's
3, 4, 5 weeks.
Yeah. Still another month left on the board.
That's a big show. The AEW need to hit that one out the park. Yeah, they sold 15,000 tickets. They sold out. Hit it out the park. Mercedes Monday need to show up. Okada, Will Ospreay.
Bring them all. They
said
Ospreay should be getting ready to. They said he finished up his other commitments, so he should be getting ready to come at least by the 1st of March or like the end of February or something like that. I read. So we'll see when he comes. And then it was one more. There was something on. Yeah, there was. I guess Y2J or Jericho was on his cruise. And they was calling him out for doing the weekend. That was funny. That was funny.
Then he had the reunion with Big Show, Derek Show.
Yeah, and somebody was like, "Boy, look like Big Show." They said Paul Wright. Every time he walked, he looked like he just be hurting. Every time
he got bad knees, hips. Man,
a man that big after a while, bro. That's a lot of weight to be carrying. Going forward. And then last thing, I guess back to Vinny Mac. Feds coming after him now.
Yeah.
They're
saying
run.
They're saying if they really dive into that whole thing, it's gonna be a lot of women that's gonna come out. They're saying that the NDAs that he signed behind the company's back, they're not worth anything, and whatever they discover. TKO gonna clean up whoever was involved in that.
Yeah,
everybody gone. It's gonna be a whole new team. I think The Rock, he already got who he want lined up, and they're gonna bring them in.
Yep. All right, what was his name? Brian Gazert. I can't never pronounce his last name.
Brian I can't say it.
Yeah, me neither. But we know what we're talking about, right? Yeah. They say he already trying to send him down as to be the mold back, bring him back and be in the plant.
Gerwitz, Brian Gerwitz.
Yeah. There it is, Gerwitz. Yeah. And I'm like, oh man, if he
that's
do
the
that,
Rock's right hand man. He wrote all the Rock's promos back in the day. He worked for $7. He basically that's his guy. So
that's his Bruce Pritchard.
How
Bruce Pritchard was the Vince. That's his Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah.
And then I read the other crazy tweet. They were saying if you didn't think some sources, came out and said it. If you didn't think Triple H knew what was going on the whole time, I'm like, oh man, now they trying to throw Triple H in there. Like, dog. They're like, he weaseled his way in there. What make you think he wouldn't do it again? I'm like, bruh. And then the funniest one was when the Johnny Ace thing came out and said, I'm a victim too.
Yeah, he said, yeah. So now they turning on each other. Boy, ooh. Man. He said, I'm a victim. Wow. He probably gonna say, I felt like if I didn't do this, I was gonna lose my job and all that.
You already know. And they go, man can be a victim to stuff like that too, and da. And I'm just looking like, that is hilarious. But I remember saying this vividly a couple years back. I know it. I said when Vinnie Mac ever step away, that's when all the skeleton was gonna come out the closet. Mm-hmm. You notice now that some of the divas, the old divas, they're all starting to say like, basically, we told you so. We tried to tell y'all. There's
been some stories that I read over the years, and it just didn't come out. But yeah.
Yep. Oof. I remember they talked about the one with what's the diva that passed away? Ashley
Marosso.
Yeah, Marasso. They were talking about her. They wasn't trying to actually like link it together, but like a form of it stemmed from stuff like that.
Yeah,
And then you
yeah,
saw Tori Wilson come out and say,
yep.
I hated doing those Braun Patty matches. You know, I was mortified. You know, I was holding back tears and this, that, and the third. And then you hear it now, like people, you see it all the time on TikTok. All the stories start like the promos and segments in the shows, and everybody's like, man, he was doing it right in front of us. The truth was right in front of us. We was just sitting here laughing and giggles and stuff about it. And like
Man,
they said, he put the truth in there right in front of you. We act like it didn't exist. I'm just like,
man,
boy, yeah. When it come down, it's gonna come down, boy.
man.
And then I wonder now, is Netflix still gonna go through with their documentary? They was gonna do the documentary on Vince McMahon. They said they did a whole bunch of interviews on everybody, and it was as truthful as it could be. So now it's, do you still
Probably
go
need
with
to add
that?
a little more in there. Yeah,
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 then he might have
yeah,
some follow up interviews.
yeah. Add a little more.
Because that's crazy. You just thinking about it, you can't come out with a tell all that, and then with all this stuff going on, they're gonna be like, hold up, wait, where was this at? You know, they're gonna want to know where was this part at if you're gonna leave out the other part. So, boy.
Yeah.
And so then my last and final question.
All right.
As we see the landscape of 2024 kind of starting up in the wrestling world, what are some things you're excited for the rest of 2024, and what are some of the things you really not excited about? Because we're officially a month into the 2024 in the wrestling world. We know we'll have Mania. We got, Revolution. We'll still have All Out down towards the end of the year. Still have Royal Rumble. I mean, not Royal Rumble. We'll have SummerSlam and then Survivor Series. So, and even Impact trying to make, or TNA trying to come back. And so as the wrestling world in general, what are you looking forward to for the rest of 2024?
I want to see how AEW continue because they pretty much turned things around. I want to see how they change their show. They got a lot of new people in the office and probably got new ideas and new people coming in. I want to see how they do with that. Try to get back to where they was at in 2021 because they was on fire then, and then all that drama,
everything happened.
Yeah. WWE. Excited. I want to see what they do with Cody. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I want to see where they end up going for Mania. That's what I want to see. Right
for me, it's always the build up to Mania.
Yeah.
And then there's that 2 months, I guess, right before Money in the Bank, is where it's like, all right, it's everything it's the ramifications. Because usually they'll do a draft. Maybe they bring the draft back, or however they decide to do it ain't really a brand split. They all be on the same show, so I don't even consider it a brand split anymore. But I always want to see how they. And my biggest thing is I want to see how the hyped up 2024 free agency, how it plays out. With even though some have already re-signed, not if they decide to switch or who leaves, I'm always interested to see who goes back and forth. Even though we kind of saw the ones at Rumble, we figured we called those in 2023. We figured that was going to happen. I just want to see if any other names kind of surprisingly switch over, go back, or come, AEW or whatever. And then
neither one of them have any room. They like I don't see any big name going back and forth. There's no room. Like
that's true.
I'm
still interested to see that, and I think for AEW, kind of to piggyback what you said, I want to see how they handle whatever big acquisitions that they have coming in. I want to see how they handle that and how they get through the rest of the year. And as we said it on the previous episode, they're gonna have to be a little bit more selective of what towns they go through. I think the smaller mid-major cities they kind of may need to stay away from, unless they know they got a bigger market there. I've noticed the North Carolina area is a pretty good area too. And of course, like Atlanta, the Luth area, then, of course, the Northeast, and then, well, Punk was back and beat Chicago, but I don't know how they will
Texas,
be
they
more
always do good in Texas.
Yeah, in Texas as well. And back for like WWE, I do want to see, like you said, how they get through the WrestleMania season, and then how they build all the way up through the SummerSlam. I just want to see how they get through those. That after Mania to SummerSlam months, I'm gonna be interested to see how they keep the span over, because we should have a Damian Priest cash in soon within that span.
That.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna cash in, and I got a feeling that they'll lose those tag titles eventually. Him and Finn, I think they'll end up losing those eventually. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then as far as Impact, I think they're in the right direction. I try to tune in a little bit more as when I can. If it ain't on the YouTube stuff, I try to get on the little web. I can say that on. I get on the little website and watch their little product. So I'm interested to see how they kind of play it through. But I just want to interested in 2024. I'm just really interested to see who flips over and goes where, because I think that adds the mystique of it too. And then IWC is a toxic community, but it's a hilarious one when you just sit back and go through stuff. But yeah, that's all I got for this episode. Unless you got anything else.
No, that's about it. Like I say, we'll see on Raw tomorrow and see how they fix this, because it's not right.
That's a great way to end it. That's a great way.
See y'all next week.
Exactly.